Welcome back to Grapple FK, everyone. We are covering Dan the Hangman Hooker against Michael Chandler, which is the co-main event on the card coming up on, when is it? Tomorrow. It's tomorrow, isn't it?
No, Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Sorry, this
Saturday.
is the McGregor card. Yeah, this is the McGregor
Lay off the
card.
codeine, man, honestly.
The codeine is getting to me. Don't do codeine, guys. Do not do codeine. You'll end up sucking dick in an alleyway. No, I'm joking. So Dan Hooker is 29-0. Michael Chandler's 21-5-0. Obviously coming out of Bellator. Other Bellator fighters haven't done that well coming into the UFC. But Chandler is a serious fighter. Chandler's 5'8". It's not shown here. Hooker's 6 foot, so substantial height difference. And
do you think Chandler's 5'8", or do we think he's a little bit shorter?
It's a good point because the UFC stats are always wrong, right? Yeah, it says 5'8" here. He may be. I'll check on Sherdog as well quickly. See, we check multiple sources on this podcast, people. Sherdog, Michael Chandler. He looks quite short.
5.67 according to Google.
5'8" again on Sherdog.
Google is telling me 5.7. Just
yeah,
on.
I think he's around 5'7".
Pretty short for a lightweight.
Very short. Yeah. Yeah, that's very short. That's a 5-inch height advantage for Hooker. Reach, it says 71. Hooker's is 75, so 4-inch reach advantage as well. But obviously Chandler's coming into the UFC. He was the backup fighter for Khabib versus Gaethje. So he's been to Abu Dhabi before. He's familiar with the setup there. Very good wrestler, All-American Division 1. Hooker is predominantly a kickboxer coming out of City Kickboxing in New Zealand. What do you think, Andrew?
Well, I love fights like this, where we get somebody from another organization and we get to see how they fare against the very best. And it helps answer a lot of questions about, how good are these people in these second-tier organizations. I think this is a good test for him because, Dan Hooker is not elite, but he's very good. And I think this is going to be a highly competitive match. So the big question is, how good do we think Michael Chandler is based on who he's fought and how he's performed in those fights? So we need to look at who he's faced. I mean, the biggest names he's faced in recent years are Benson Henderson and Patricky Pitbull, who's a mainstay in Bellator. It's difficult to know how good Patricky Pitbull is because he hasn't fought anybody outside of Bellator, even though he has won a lot of fights. Benson Henderson, the biggest name Chandler's beaten in recent years, probably hit his prime in 2013 in the UFC. And, to fight him 5-6 years later after his prime probably isn't a particularly good win. Now, to be fair to Chandler, Chandler knocked him out very quickly in the first fight. In the second fight, he ground out a hard-fought decision win. But Michael Chandler's strengths are pure explosivity. Exploding into range with a big, hard jab, a big, heavy right hand that knocks a lot of people out. He's got a lot of first-round knockouts very quickly in the first round, like first minute, first 2 minutes. But it's interesting. All of his finishes happen in the first round. If he doesn't get the finish in the first round, he tends to win via decision, which tells me it's a bit like Conor McGregor. That power in those hands diminishes rapidly after the first 5 minutes. He's a decent wrestler, as you said. I've noticed, he's got very explosive takedowns. Like his entries are fast, explosive. When he's on the ground, for example, in that fight against Benson Henderson, I saw some maybe issues with his jiu-jitsu, just getting into positions that didn't make a whole load of sense, giving his back essentially, like putting his head in between Benson Henderson's legs for some reason. Didn't really get that. But then he does have quite a strong top game, being a wrestler. Looks pretty heavy. Doesn't tend to attack the submissions too much, though he does have submissions on his record. Doesn't seem to throw. Yeah, it doesn't seem to throw a whole load of ground and pound. I mean, he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the drawbacks to him is his striking. On the one hand, yeah, he lunges into range really quickly, really powerfully. Super heavy hands. But he'll throw the jab, but he won't set it up with anything. He doesn't feint. He hasn't got sophisticated footwork, no head movement, no real combinations. It's a jab or a 1-2.
Yeah.
Is that enough against Hooker? I don't know.
In the striking department, definitely not, because Hooker's got a massive reach advantage and height advantage too. So purely striking, that's not enough against Hooker. No way. I mean, Hooker's got a massive lack of head movement too, but he's so long that he could probably keep Chandler at distance. Now, obviously, this is MMA, so takedowns are involved and so on. BJJ, Chandler has got some submissions on his record. I don't really know too much about BJJ, as you know. I haven't really seen Chandler in many BJJ positions. Hooker, what is he? I think he's a blue or a purple belt. I don't think he's got many submissions on his record. Doesn't really look like he's.
I think his grappling's
BJJ.
okay.
As in his BJJ on the ground. What do you think about it?
I don't think we've seen much of it at all.
Yeah.
But the little I've seen, I think is okay. I mean, he's got a guillotine choke. He's got 2 guillotine chokes in the UFC. Yeah, but I don't have too much to say about his grappling, to be honest.
He's very experienced, isn't he? He's had a lot of fights in the UFC.
Yeah. But the range thing and Hooker's distance, yeah, on paper you think, oh, well, Chandler's going to have a big job closing that gap. But Chandler, at least in the first round, really does close that gap. Like, he really explodes into your face with that jab. And he's landing, he does overreach a lot. Like, he really has to end. But he's knocked a lot of people out with that right hand. And yeah, I think Dan Hooker, probably is the biggest, tallest guy he's fought.
Yeah.
But he really does cover distance.
Yeah, I think with Hooker, if Michael Chandler explodes, I think Hooker will definitely hit him a few times.
Hooker does have nice counterboxing on occasions.
It's decent, yeah. It's decent.
Did you see the Gilbert Burns fight?
No, I didn't.
So Gilbert Burns comes in, swinging hooks. Hooker tags him with the right hand, drops him.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns gets up, recovers. Then again, Gilbert comes forward. And again, Hooker just pops him with a short right hand, and down he goes. So against these sort of aggressive strikers, Hooker seems to do pretty well.
Yeah. Hooker's a good striker. The problem, the issue I have with him is his lack of head movement and his octagon IQ is very low at some, mostly. He's just prepared to take too many shots.
And that's obviously, you mean in terms of knowing where he is in relation to the cage?
Yeah, knowing where he is, just taking too many shots, getting into needless wars. I mean, I just don't see the point of it. But that's probably connected to his Muay Thai / kickboxing background of how we've discussed of being static, which means people can hit you more. But
on that topic, like Hooker. Sometimes, so against Gilbert Burns, he was on the back foot, fighting from the outside, letting Gilbert Burns come forward, which worked very well. Against Paul Felder, at least in the early rounds, it was the same thing. He was on the outside, managing range and picking off Paul Felder. He had a really successful first round, particularly with the low kicks, fighting at range. But then other fights, like the Poirier fight, it's just a bar brawl.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's good at that, but like he fucked up Poirier in that first round. But that's not a smart way to fight.
No,
you
it's
expose
not.
yourself to risk,
Yeah, he fucked him up and then he got fucked up.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that raises the question: what kind of game plan are we going to get from Dan Hooker? Is it going to be,
Exactly.
calm, sensible fighting from the outside, or is it just going to be war? And if it's war, and Dan Hooker isn't maintaining that distance, Michael Chandler is probably going to bang him in the first round.
He's got a chin hooker. You can take a shot.
He does.
He's been KO'd. He's been TKO'd and KO'd, but he can take a shot. I mean, Poirier hit him with some huge shots. Huge. And he took them. He's got good takedown defense as well.
Like you saw that video I sent you. Michael
Yeah.
Chandler KOing Pitbull. The power on that is something else.
Wait, wasn't it the other way around? Didn't Pitbull KO Michael Chandler?
Well, in the first fight, Chandler KO'd Pitbull, which is the fight I sent you. Then in the second fight, basically the same thing happened in reverse.
In reverse, yeah. Okay. I don't keep up with Bellator that much, but yeah, I mean, Dan Hooker, he's been TKO'd before, but he doesn't. I don't think he's the kind of guy to get knocked out in round one. He's got chin on him. But I mean, anything can happen in MMA. Sorry?
Who TKO'd him?
Edson Barbosa.
Oh,
I remember watching that fight. That fight was vicious. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the liver shot. Was it a kick or a liver shot or a punch?
I think it was
body, but yes, it says body punch.
Can't remember, but Barbosa fucked him up over the 3 rounds, particularly in the third round, which is obviously the round it was stopped in. And apart from that, he hasn't been stopped. And he's been hit by some very, very powerful people. So
I don't think
I know Chandler. Sorry?
I don't think anybody he's faced has the power that Michael Chandler has in the first.
As in one shot KO power.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not actually. I think the hardest hitter out of these people is. Yeah, no one really stands out in terms of one punch KO power. I mean, Dustin Poirier has power, but it's more like a combination power, isn't it?
Yeah, Poirier doesn't hit that hard.
Yeah, Edson Barbosa's got very powerful kicks.
Sick kicks, yeah.
Yeah, very powerful kicks, but yeah, you're probably right with that. But let's talk about Chandlers Wrestling, because he's a Division I NCAA, which is a All-American, which is a huge thing. And we have seen him just absolutely manhandle people in terms of just flipping them over like a pancake. Do you think he can do the same to Hooker, given his height, given how long he is, and given his takedown defense?
Well, height is a double-edged sword when it comes to takedown defense. It means that you're further away. Well, you should be further away, because you can be further away. It also means you're easier to take down, because your center of gravity is less, if that makes sense. Well, what is Hooker's takedown defense?
It's pretty high. Let me check. 79%.
Oh, that's really high.
Yeah, he's got good takedown defense.
So, I mean, we have seen Chandler get takedowns, some really great takedowns, but typically he prefers to keep it standing, presumably because he tends to gas pretty hard, at least in the championship rounds. And of course, this kind of wrestling is hugely energy consuming. I'm not sure we'll see a takedown from Michael Chandler. I think he could probably get him down at some point.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's going to be part of his game plan.
I would be surprised if it isn't.
You think he's going to get the takedown?
I think he should work the strikes and go for takedowns. Yeah.
Mm,
I don't think getting into a striking game with Hooker is a good idea for him.
yeah, but that
I think mixing it up is a better option.
it probably is. He doesn't tend to do that though.
That's not good.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
mean, he went 5 rounds with Benson Henderson. That was basically a kickboxing match with some time on the ground. Um, yeah, I mean, he's finishing most of his fights probably via knockout.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
he's beaten Eddie Alvarez as well, hasn't he? Back in the day, a few times.
1-1, lost one with Eddie Alvarez. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
That was before Alvarez joined the UFC.
yeah. That's a long time ago. I haven't looked at those fights because 7 years ago.
Yeah,
Probably not too relevant. Uh, but yeah, I mean, the way I imagine this going is Michael Chandler will do what he always does and try and knock out Dan Hooker in the first round. And it could happen. But if it doesn't, I envisage Hooker winning the rounds 2 and 3.
yeah, yeah.
This is a difficult one to bet on.
Very difficult. It's a very difficult one to predict.
Yeah, because we don't know if Dan Hooker is going to fight intelligently or like he did against Poirier.
Dan Hooker's already fucking slurring his speech, so
Yeah,
intelligently he's out the window.
yeah.
He's taken way too many shots.
If Dan Hooker fought at range for the whole thing, I'd give it to Dan Hooker.
Yeah, same.
But as we say, you can always trust an MMA fighter to do the wrong thing.
The wrong thing. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
I still think the advantage is with Dan Hooker in this fight. I think it's a tough fight for Chandler, but I mean the amount of shit that he's talked, you know, that they weren't going to give him like number 15 or whatever.
Mm.
So
the thing is that there's something that we can never know, and that is what's this? If there is a skill gap, how big is that skill gap?
yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
Between a former Bellator champion and who ranked the number 5 ranked guy in the UFC. Is he 5?
I mean we've seen that before. Didn't work out too well, but I mean Chandler's a lot better than Askren, so I don't think he's going to get knocked out in like fucking 10 seconds or whatever. But Chandler's a good fighter. He's a good well-rounded fighter. But I think getting onto predictions, I am leaning more towards Hooker. I think Hooker, given his height, given his reach, given his kickboxing background, his takedown defense, he's fought a lot of good guys in the UFC. Chandler's fought good guys, but as you said, he's fought guys that are past their prime, bar Pitbull. But how good is Pitbull? Pitbull's very good in Bellator. He's technically a featherweight, isn't he? He's a 145. He's a 145 pounder, I think, normally.
Is he? I don't know. All I know that he's 5'5".
Yeah, I think that's where most of his fights. That's where he's fought most of his fights at 145. So, how good is Chandler? We know Hooker is a solid top 10 fighter who wins most of his fights and loses to elite / very good guys. Chandler, we don't know much about. So, I mean, we do know things, but as you said, there is that knowledge gap. So I think I am leaning more towards Hooker in this. I think Hooker could win this.
I'm leaning towards Hooker as well. Based on the level of competition, that means a lot. We don't know how much it means, but it certainly means something.
Yeah. I mean, these guys aren't. I mean, these guys aren't elite, but these guys aren't shit. Felder, Iaquinta, James Vick, Gilbert Burns, Jim Miller, Mark Diacese, Ross Pearson. I mean, these guys are like former top 10, top 15 guys, like four of them. So they're not shit fighters that he's beating.
Yeah, I mean, beating Gilbert
This isn't
Burns.
the UFC. Yeah, this isn't the UFC. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what he did to Poirier, it's all good stuff. So yeah, I mean, I've got to go with marginally with Hooker.
Yeah, I think 60-40 Hooker, I'd say.
I'm like 57-43 Hooker.
57-43 Hooker. Fair.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why the fuck not?
But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one because I think if Chandler can win, he could be a huge star because he's got the chat. He's got a bit of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming USADA don't get him.
Yeah, because he's definitely been juicing.
Definitely. I mean, he's got the frame.
Stacked.
He's got the frame of a featherweight.
Yeah.
He's definitely on the Mexican meat. All right, so let's.
Wait, how old is he? How old is this? 1986. He's quite old as well.
How old
34.
is he? 34.
34. Yeah.
34. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay when you're on roids. It's fine.
Yeah, defo. All right, so who do you think is the favorite?
I'm pretty sure it's Hooker. It must be Hooker.
Okay, what odds are you giving for Hooker?
I can't do a New Zealand accent. I wish I could. All I know is they say teen instead of 10. I work with people. Yeah, I work with people from New Zealand. They say teen. I don't know. They minus 150, minus 200 probably.
Well, which one?
Minus 175.
Minus 138.
Minus 138. Okay.
So a bit closer, shorter odds. Yeah. So that's an implied probability of 58%.
So I said 60.
You did.
You said 57.5, so you're a genius.
I am, basically. Yeah. I am basically a genius.
Standard deviation of 0.5%. Andrew is a genius.
Thank you. Paddy Power should hire me.
Yeah.
Okay, what odds are you giving to Michael Chandler?
What is it? It must be plus 120, 130 then, right? Or something like that.
Plus 110.
110, yeah. Okay. I might put this in the risky come down Hooker.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Hooker for the risky come.
Do that again?
Hooker.
Is that how they say it? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
He has a very Kiwi accent, doesn't he, Hooker?
It's pretty strong.
Izzy doesn't, because I think Izzy was born in Nigeria and moved there when he was like 8.
I would suggest Izzy's family probably has a bit more money, or had a bit more money than Hooker's family. I suspect Hooker's a bit of a scumbag, which is why I like him. He's rough. He's a rough dude.
Wait, aren't there a few guys from there are a few guys from New Zealand in the UFC now? That City kickboxing camp's producing some serious guys.
Yeah, Brad Riddell.
Kai Kara France, he's from New Zealand, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit shit though.
It's good enough for an island of what, 5-6 million?
Good point. Yeah. You make an excellent point.
Thank you.
I mean, India is yet to give us any UFC fighters. So
well, they gave us one.
People.
A British bloke knocked him out with a jab. So.
With a jab, yeah.
Tom Breeze, good old Tom Breeze.
Tom Breeze, yeah. All right, moving on. All right,
just to go back to that quickly, when that bloke was coming out, when the Indian was coming out, Felder said he told me that he could have been an accountant, and I knew it was over as soon as he said that. He said something like he told me that his family said he could have been an accountant, and I was just like, nah, this isn't for him. This is serious business.
He's made a mistake here.
Yeah, people can get hurt.
He's made a mistake. Talking of Indians and fighting prowess, is it Russell Peters? He's a rough guy, as you know.
Russell Peters was an amateur boxer. I think he won 24, 25 fights.
Yeah, and you might be thinking, oh, well, Indians. Oh, there's an Indian that can fight. It turns out he's Anglo-Indian, so he's part of that.
Is he?
That mixed ethnic group in India. Yeah. So yeah.
You English, so aggressive.
Yeah. All right.
What can you do?
Yeah. All right. So let's. I think we need to drill down into these odds a little bit more. We've discussed that hooker for the risky come could be a good idea. I want to look at the odds for a Michael Chandler first round KO.
That would be interesting to see what it is.
So
what's Hooker got?
Oh my God!
Hooker's got some round 1 KOs too.
Thick.
Dude, Hooker's got some round 1 KOs as well. 4 or 5.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We could get clever here, couldn't we? But okay, so Michael Chandler KO/TKO round 1, 9-1, plus 900.
A TKO round 1, plus 900.
I think those odds are amazing.
That's not bad at all.
And for Hooker?
Yeah, what about Hooker?
Hooker KO TKO round 1, 11-2.
Oh, okay. All right.
What's that? Plus 550.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
What about round 2 KO for Hooker? I think he's KO'd a few people in round 2 as well.
8-1, plus 800.
He's KO'd 2 people in round 2.
I mean, what you could do, you could put a very small amount on all 3 rounds for Hooker and on Michael Chandler in the first round.
Yeah. That's if we're thinking this won't go to decision.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Hooker's been to decision a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah, the better option maybe Dan Hooker, just a win in the risky come.
Yeah.
Separate bet for Michael Chandler first round KO.
First round KO. Yeah.
That probably makes sense.
Yeah, but I think that's it for the analysis and the and the betting for these two. Good fight though. Interesting to see what happens.
I love these kinds of fights. Yeah, figuring out who's who in the wider world of MMA. I'm hoping
if Chandler. Sorry, carry on.
I'm hoping that Mike Chandler wins. I like Dan Hooker, but
yeah, I like Dan Hooker too.
But it'd be good if Michael Chandler wins because this just kind of opens up the other promotions, which I think is good for the sport. We can get more talent, from the Bellator 1, all these other organizations. It just brings a bit more variety into the UFC, into the MMA world.
Yeah. I mean, Chandler has to win. If he loses badly, then what the fuck can he do? They'll probably give him another fight, like maybe number 15 or something.
Depends how he loses. If it's a really,
I said if he loses badly.
Yeah. If it's a really good fight, then his credibility will be intact. And to give him someone else, as you said, top 15.
They'll definitely give him someone else.
Yeah, but of course, if he gets banged, then it's just humiliation.
He's got chat, right? I mean, they gave Askren Maya after what Masvidal done to him. So they'll definitely give him someone else. But yeah, hopefully he wins. But I do want Dan Hooker, I don't know. Hopefully they can get like a fight of the night, so Dan Hooker can get 50K if he loses.
Yeah, I don't want either of them to be humiliated.
Yeah, same here. I do like both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A draw. Let's hope for a draw. Everyone wins. You know.
What are the odds for a draw? Wonder what that is. The odds for a draw are always amazing. It never happens though.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult to go for a draw, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think they've got the odds for a draw. Yeah, they don't. Oh no, yes they do. Oh, 50-1.
Just put a quid down.
Yeah, just put a quid on everything. You know, it's.
Whatever. Just put a quid on everything possible.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So I'm thinking just to recap, and we're thinking Hooker for the Come and Michael Chandler first round KO.
Yeah, I'm going to put Hooker in the risky Come and then put a separate bet down on Michael Chandler.
KO first round.
Yeah, probably KO first round. Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't KO people in the second round, does he?
No.
Okay. No. Fair enough. Well, there you go.
I think that's a good assessment. I think we've done well today.
I think we always do well.
Yeah, we've done well.
We're doing very well. Well, I think that's it wrapped up then. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please like, please subscribe, leave some comments, and we're covering way more fights, so just stay tuned. And it's fight night tomorrow, isn't it? Magny Chiesa.
Yes. Yep.
But it's on a normal time, so we can.
Is it? I hope so.
Yeah, it's on a. Yeah, I think Magny and Chiesa will be on at like 9:30 UK time PM.
Okay. Sick.
Yeah, that's good.
Sick.
That's good. Put some bets down.
Yeah, I need to do the bets for that. I'll do that now.
Yeah, I forgot to do bets, but oh, for fuck's sake, the Conor McGregor card is on a bad time again.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
We need to move to Austin, fam. I told you. We need to move.
Yeah, we need to move to Texas ASAP.
Yeah.
ASAP.
We'll rent an apartment. We'll buy some cowboy hats. Buy some guns.
Buy some guns. Why not?
We'll do jiu-jitsu every day.
Yeah, I mean, jiu-jitsu isn't my thing, but I'll do overall MMA, which
it is your thing. You do jiu-jitsu.
No, yeah, I do. But you know, I like combining it with different things. I guess that's what you do anyway.
No, I just do jiu-jitsu and boxing.
I just want to do an overall MMA class, learn jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and striking like I used to.
But then you're not good at any of them.
No, but I'll be good enough at each aspect to fuck someone up on the street, which is what I want.
I also think the same doing what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should do overall MMA. So yeah, you know, throwing strikes and
overall MMA is pretty good.
Down, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it helps you kind of link everything together, set up the strikes, take someone down, and then armbar them, or something like that. So, yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I'm messing around. I don't mind doing jiu-jitsu. I just don't want to do gi. I'd rather do no gi.
If I had a choice, I'd have done no gi, but the only class going was a gi class.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole gi thing.
I don't like fighting in a dressing gown.
Yeah,
it's not realistic. Really, although is no gi realistic? Because in a real situation, people are going to be wearing clothes, aren't they?
Yeah, but I mean, you're still wearing a form of clothes, just very tight rash guard.
True.
In my case, a rash guard with a cobra on it. But whatever. It's cool.
Sick man.
It's cool.
You fucking sick man.
I am a
Cobra
sick man.
Kai.
Cobra Kai. But
Eagle Fang.
That's the worst fucking name ever. Eagles don't have fangs. That's actually a very funny show.
It's great.
I told a friend of mine to watch it, and he was like, he watched the first episode, and he was like, "What is this crap?" And I was like, "You watch fucking Friends." It's funnier than Friends. Come on.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
got pretty girls in
Friends is
it,
terrible. Yeah.
hilarious fighting, cool
Yeah.
names,
80s
cool
bullies.
yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
cool bullies.
Good soundtrack.
Yeah, 80s hard rock and metal.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And
It's
the blonde
funny.
guy is really cool.
The blonde guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. Yeah. So yeah, we should do karate, man. That's it.
We should, but more the GSP Stephen Thompson kind of karate, not the Cobra Kai stuff.
What about
That
the
stuff's
Jordan
not
White kind of karate?
That stuff's not working in real life, guys.
What?
Yeah, that stuff is not working. 100%.
You don't think that worked in the real fight?
I mean, I've not had many fights in my life, but I don't think that'd work. Yeah.
Well, you have actually had quite a few fights in your life.
I've had quite a few fights. That definitely doesn't work.
Well, in the next one, you should try it. Just karate chop.
Right.
Austin
Powers. Karate chop. Nah, it's
well, actually, in Austin Powers, he used to say judo chop.
Oh yeah, judo chop. Yeah, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no chops in judo.
Yeah,
judo's sick.
Judo's actually really good.
It is sick. Yeah.
Yeah, judo's crazy. If you know judo, you can fuck people up.
Yeah.
Why I'm not sure. It always puzzles me why Mike Grundy isn't that good. He should be better at MMA.
The thing is, judo requires the gi. It requires grips.
Yeah, but I mean, you can. There are a lot of throws in it.
True. Yeah, you would think that more of it could be adapted to MMA than
exactly, mate. He just hasn't figured it out. As you know, we say that people don't figure out how to use jiu-jitsu and MMA. He probably just hasn't figured it out.
Yeah, and there are trips as well in judo.
Yeah, judo's serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually an interesting debate that Khabib has with Henry Cejudo. It's on someone's recording them, and basically Khabib saying that judo is more competitive at the Olympic level than wrestling, and Cejudo saying no, it's wrestling. But it was quite interesting what Khabib was saying. More nations are involved, and
that's true.
Like that.
I mean, the UK, for example, has a proper Olympic program for judo.
Yeah, exactly. Wrestling is what, 20 nations, maybe, probably.
Yeah.
It's America, Russia, and the Caucasus, and Central Asia. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, judo probably is more competitive.
Yeah, but anyway, that's it. We've both got Hooker. I think Hooker will win. How do I think Hooker will win? I think Hooker will win via TKO KO third round.
I'm going to say Hooker. Decision win. Hooker? Decision win.
Right. Well, there you go.
But
thank you, everybody, for watching. Sorry?
But yeah, we're just to clarify, we're putting Hooker in the come first
risky
for Chandler.
Yeah. Risky come for Hooker. I can't do it. Okay. And a separate bet on Chandler. But thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for more videos. Take care.